it is the sample speaking test of the International English Language System, and I'll be taking your interview. This interview will range from 11 to 14 minutes, and we'll have a feedback session after that. So before we start, can I know your full name, please?
My full name is Manraj Singh.
And what can I call you?
You may call me with my nickname Mani.
Okay, Mani. So where are you from?
Basically, I hail from Yamunanagar city. It is a small town, comes in the Haryana state.
Alright, since this is a mock test, so you don't need to show your passport, otherwise you will need to show your passport to the examiner.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's talk about what you do. So are you a student or you're working?
Well, I had just completed my senior secondary from Shivali Gurukul. Now I look forward to join any further institute for my abroad studies.
Okay, so which was your favorite subject at school?
Back in the day when I was studied, I read a lot of subjects, but one of my favorite subjects is account, as his teacher was very intelligent and excellent.
So do you think that a lot of young people in your country are doing this course or did that course that you did?
Well, to some extent, a lot of people try to do accounts, as it has a lot of background through which we can easily become an accountant or CA in any MNC companies.
What course would you like to study in the future?
Well, as I choose a commerce stream, but for future it is likely to study accounts, as I want to become a CA in my life. So by taking some vocabulary or learn some skills through accounts, I can easily become CA in my life.
Okay, let's move on and talk about advertising now. So how do you feel about advertisements?
To be honest, I'm quite passionate about watching advertisement, as it is a good source of information, provides an adequate knowledge about the products that helps us to know about the new product also.
Do you like advertisements on TV?
Absolutely, I want to watch advertisements on TV for knowing some new products or services that are broadcasted by a new company. But on the other hand, if the bombardment of advertisement can be witnessed on TV, it can be boring for us.
Is there a lot of advertisement in your country?
Well, as I live in India, and there are a lot of companies that broadcasted their product through advertisement, as it helps them as a source of sales promotion.
What are the different places where we see advertisements?
For my personal opinion, there are several places where we can easily witness an advertisement, like on radio, on newspapers, magazines, or TV also, that provides us knowledge about new products through advertisement.
What advertising do you have in your country?
What advertisement?
Do you have in your country?
Basically, in my country, the advertisement related to products or medicines or some some services through public sector are broadcasted by the companies. As if I talk about medicines, they helps us to know about the proper timing of medication that can be helpful for any patient or people.
All right. Now I'm going to give you a topic and I would like you to talk about for 1 to 2 minutes for this. Before you talk, you will have 1 minute to make some notes of it. Here is the topic. I would like you to describe a time when you helped someone. You have 1 minute now to make some notes if you wish. All right, now you have 2 minutes for this, so do not worry if I stop you. I will
Okay.
tell you when the time is up. Can you
Okay.
start speaking now, please?
Well, here I'm going to talk about a memorable instance when I gave a helping hand to my bosom friend named Rahul, and it was a time when he was suffering from challenging time due to due to her job, uh, due to her due to her lost job in unexpectedly that was down in dumps for me. As in this situation, my friend was the person in need. She was not only facing the financial crisis at that time, but also unable to but also feel depressed as unexpectedly he lost his job. And there are several ways that via I easily helped him, gave a helping hand. Firstly, I try to listen his emotions and feelings after losing a job. That can be helpful for their mind or relaxation also, as by sharing emotions with each other can be helpful to cope up with the depressed situations. Secondly, I also try to make resume by sending it to another companies that can be beneficial for him to get job early. And after a couple of days, by due to this, he get offered from one of the MNC company called Deloitte company, in which he get a job as a working assistant. So it gives me a message that helping others is not only beneficial for person who take assistance, but also beneficial for us, as it gives us a sense of achievement, or can be good for our can make us good in front of society. So in a nutshell, I helped my friend Rahul when he was suffering from financial crisis.
All right, thank you for the topic. Okay, so we have been talking about helping others. Now we'll ask some more questions about this. So, do you like helping others?
Absolutely, as I mentioned above, I'm quite keen to help others for several reasons. Firstly, it gives me a sense of achievement that if we give a helping hand to others, can make our value and respect in front of community, that can be beneficial for our coming future. Secondly, it also helps us, as by helping others can increase our value in front of others.
In your view, should children should be taught to help others?
From my personal opinion, it should be mandatory to teach children about helping others. Like parents can teach them some skills, some gives them some good moral values that can be that helping others can be beneficial for both of us, as it gives us satisfaction after helping others.
How can we encourage children to help others?
It seems to me that there are several ways through which we can easily cope up with this or teach students about the helping others. Firstly, we should allow some extravagant classes in schools, that some seminars about helping others, that can be triggered for them to help others. Secondly, we must disclose the benefits of helping others by through his parents or teachers, that that can be a good source to motivate children.
Okay, do you think people are less willingly to help others these days as compared to the past?
Certainly, as compared to the past, people are not as friendly as in the past and not able to help others due to modern technology, as people get stuff to their works, and their life become hectic as compared to past, that they are not able to come out from their work or earning some money. So it prevents them to help others as compared to past.
Do people trust others as much as they used to in the past?
Well, in if I talk about in the past, people are much friendly or also sociable whenever they have a lot of trust in other people, and they they never. But nowadays, people never trust each other due to the conviction of crime, as these days crime is increasing day by day. So due to legal activities, people are unable to trust each other these days.
Okay. How do people in your community help one another?
Can you pardon, please?
Yes. How do people in your community help one another?
Well, in our community, as I lived in a residential area, and there are people people helps through various ways. Firstly, they organize some charity programs in which they help others by giving some money, or also emotional, as if someone is suffering from emotional feelings like anxiety, then people try to make then people try to spend the time with their close group of friends that can be helpful to address this problem.
All right. That is the end of your speaking test.
Yes.
Right. We'll have a feedback session now. All right, Manraj. So overall, it was a decent performance. You answered most of the questions rightly. Still, ideas could be better in some questions. So let's start with part one. Okay, so we started about your studies. Okay, so there was one question that about your studies. You said back in the day when I was studied. No, it's not when I was studied. When I studied. You don't have to use was studied. So back in the day when I studied, not when I was studied. Okay, then you said it is likely to study. So it is you could have said I am likely to study. Yeah, I wanted to study. It is you cannot use for yourself. Right? These are used for objects. It. So you used it for yourself. It is likely to study. He is likely. I am likely to study this. All right. Next, we're talking about becoming a CA, and okay, so don't use short forms. Okay, you should say I wanted to become a chartered accountant. Right? Anything short forms are not encouraged. To make sure you speak that. And you also say that I wanted to learn vocabulary, and there's no relation with vocabulary in becoming a CA. All right, so you could have said that I wanted to learn about different accounting principles and rules, so that that can help me to become a good chartered accountant. Not have to talk about vocabulary in all right, that would be incorrect. Okay, next we discussed another part one, so that was almost right, right? So maintain that. Now let's come to the clue card, okay, in which we talked about describe someone you help. So initially you started off well with one good adjective, like it was challenging for me. Then you use an idioms. So you said I was down in the dumps for me. ठीक है ना? So you were not down in the dumps. That particular Rahul was down in the dumps. So you could say he was down in the dumps, and not down in the dumps for me or I was. You were not. It was Rahul who was down in the dumps, and then you helped him. Okay. So make use of idioms properly. And you were talking about friend Rahul, right? Who I would consider was a male. So sometimes you were using she. So don't do that. You have to maintain he, right? Don't use she for Rahul. Some good words like depressed, cop up, sense of achievement, so financial crisis. So all these are good vocabulary. Use them. There was one fumbling like due to. So don't do that. Okay? Try to maintain the fluency and don't repeat the words. Okay. Uh, now there's one pronunciation of not helped. It's helped, not helped. Okay. Similarly, it's losing, not losting. Losting is nothing, so it must be losing. So these were the two pronunciation errors: helped or losting. So that would be helped and losing. Okay. Try to encourage using connector. You can use it somewhere in the middle, right? You try to use moreover in addition, and when you're concluding, so to cut a long story short, right? So that could be used so that you can uh, improve. You can use one idiom towards the end as well, right? Then the things improve when he got a job. So you can use the idioms for
over the
being happy over there, right? So next, moving to the part three. So I would say ideas could be better in some points. Like there were many questions in which you could work on better ideas. So I would suggest you to read the sample answers, right, from our app, right, so that you get the better ideas for all the topics. Okay, there were few grammatical errors. They were like people are, right? For the past, you said people are dash. So you would have to say people
word.
were. Next, people helps. People
Help.
help. They helps. They
Help.
help. Okay, so make sure you avoid these grammatical errors. Pronunciation stuck. Right? There was one word we said stuck. It's struck. Okay, otherwise it was fine. Try to add examples as well in part three. Okay, so that can be really helpful. Okay, so overall, I would expect a score of around 6 bands. So I wish that you get these bands. Just work on these errors
Okay.
and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.